What's up everyone, Alex Harp here with Local Legends, and today I'm here with Chris with House of Renovations. Chris, how are we doing today?
Not too bad, how about you?
Another day in paradise. So, I got a list of questions. Hopefully you had some time to go over them.
Yep.
As all the viewers know, I go off of this-ish. Most of the time I just kind of improvise and then see where the story takes us.
Okay.
So to start off, it all starts with bold visions. You describe House of Renovations as a company that takes extraordinary projects that others don't dare to try. What kind of spark or kind of thoughts did you have when you first started into this that most contractors would not even touch the things that you would?
So when I was, how old was I? 18, 19 years old, somewhere around there. I worked for my uncle, and he was a general contractor. I did finish carpentry for him, and we had this client that was a multi-millionaire down in Provo, and he wanted his house was brand new, but he didn't have a movie theater in this house. And he's like, where can I put a movie theater? And so my uncle was looking for where we could put it and everything. And my uncle's like, well, let's just rip out your driveway. And I think he kind of said it sarcastically. And he's like, okay, done, let's do it. So my uncle ended up hiring a company to come in and renovate and pull out all of his driveway. He had a house, and then he had with a garage, and then he had another house it was a garage with a mother-in-law suite and stuff above it, and then actually a swimming pool underneath the garage. But anyways, he wanted a movie theater, and so my uncle had somebody come in and excavate the whole driveway and put a movie theater underneath his driveway. And it was a massive movie theater. I think it sat like 30 or 40 people.
Oh,
and
wow.
it was so strong, they engineered it so well that you can drive a dump truck. And then my dad actually ended up putting pavers over the top of it and drain system and everything. But it was so amazing to have this massive movie theater underneath a dump truck. We drove dump trucks over it to do more stuff in his landscaping in his backyard, and you would never even know. And so it was just things like that were so appealing to me, because cookie cutter homes, things like that, like those have their place.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be a cookie cutter general contractor. I want to do things out of the extraordinary, because why be ordinary? It's already taken. I want to do things that push the boundaries to see what I'm capable of doing. So that's what, I guess, started it. And so underground shooting ranges, I've done some bomb shelters for the same guy. So bomb shelters that hold, I think the last one I built held 18 people. So it had the whole ventilation system, had everything underneath it. And it was actually for the same rich guy that we built and so growing up doing it, my whole family does construction, and so I just went and worked for my uncles, and then I worked for a couple other people, but just learning from their experiences. I'm like, this is funner than just doing the same thing every single day. And so I want to do the creative stuff.
Where does that confidence come from, knowing that you're able to make these things happen when, like with the dump truck, of it not falling through the ground?
Well, you got to pray that somebody out there, the engineers actually went to college. And so, so I just have to have the vision and the dream and the passion to do it. And then I have to get the right architects involved. And so, because then it's all about math. And so then if the math works out and we find a problem, we just find a solution for it. So the dump truck driving over it is just a math problem. The drainage problem, we just sit there and look at irrigation and flow and elevation. So we just establish what the problems are, and then we just find a work around them.
Oh.
So it's just because I'm 37 years old, and I've done construction. I helped my parents pour and do all the foundation work and help build our house when I was in 4th grade. So I've done construction my entire life, and so just living in it for so long, it just comes second nature to me.
Yeah, just natural at this point.
Try to be, at least. Still have things come up and stuff, but been doing it so long that it's more natural to me.
Alrighty. Well, your process is promisingly clear. From in-home consultation to estimate build-out, that final reveal walkthrough. How does that structure make clients feel more confident and even excited about the project progress?
So I've lived in, when I first started my company, I worked for other companies, and then me and my wife renovated our own home. And the worst thing, and I noticed what we hated about it, and we hated not having a clear plan and when things were going to get done. And so by having a clear plan, I tell homeowners, hey, and we have a spreadsheet that shows all the timeline of everything. So then we try to get things, because living in construction zones sucks. Sucks for us, it sucks for you guys, it sucks for everybody. You know, we're there when you guys are sitting there cooking breakfast, if we're doing your kitchen or whatever we're doing. So we want to make it as fluent as possible, as helpful as possible, because it's just going to be an unpleasant experience for everybody. So if we have a clear vision, then it makes it so much nicer for the owners, because then they can be like, hey, this week we get this back, we get our kitchen back, we get our bathroom back, we get certain aspects of it. And so we just try to make it as clear as possible, so then they can anticipate. Obviously, you know, problems are going to occur, things are going to get delayed, things like that, but we do our best to make sure that doesn't happen. But obviously, things do come up.
Have you ever had something that goes like way further out than you were expecting, or like a lot faster than you were expecting?
Yeah, we had one that, like countertop, for instance. Countertop, we had the whole basement finished, and the countertop took 3 extra weeks. And so the whole basement was done in the countertop, but it was just in the bathroom. And so we have had things come up. What we do is try to find a workaround. The same thing that I was mentioning earlier. So, excuse me. So we grabbed a piece of plywood, and I cut a hole in it, and we made a temporary sink. So then they can have something to help them out, so that they can still use the bathroom. And so we just try to find things to fix this. It'd be a temporary fix, but still make it so they can utilize the space.
That's really nice. You don't really hear people trying to improvise it. They just kind of sit back and wait until whatever happens happens.
Yeah, like I said, when we lived in it, we hated. We renovated our kitchen, and it took, I think, like a month to do. And I took the whole month off, and we just focused on our kitchen, but we hated it. I hate living with TV dinners. I hate ordering food, all that stuff. And so it's me, we've been there. I've been there in that situation. So I don't want to make a client sit there and do it and just say, well, tough. Yeah. Oh, well, it is what it is. I don't like to say that.
Yeah, that's definitely a hard thing to say, especially when the client is good to you, and then you're like, don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. We pride ourselves on taking care of the clients, and so we get a lot of referrals. So I haven't done much advertisement or anything, because we just work off of referral base, and I've been in business about 6 years.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, just because we just take care of our clients, and we just do what is right. So.
Alrighty, well, you offer a creative design, services designed to unstick people from overwhelm or indecision. Can you share a memorable example where you transformed a client's hesitation into a beautiful reality?
Yeah, which one do I want to pick?
So many.
Well, so I believe that part of being a general contractor, at least a good one, is kind of part therapist. And so, because we get in there, and like I said, nobody likes to live in construction. And so you always got the husband that's like, oh, this just sucks. We don't want to do this. Like, we can spend money elsewhere. Let's go buy a boat. Let's go do something else, which I'm not opposed to buying a boat. But that being said, the wife is always like, hey, well, I want to do this. And she's got this huge list. And so we have to come in and compromise and see what we can do, and say, okay, well, that's fine. We can do that. But then it's going to take this many more weeks. And so we try to just negotiate and see what is top on their list. And so we try to just listen as much as possible during that consultation, listen to what they want and what their needs are, and then we can fulfill those to the best of our abilities.
All right, have you ever had one that was just completely out of this world and you were able to make that happen?
I've had clients give me free range. Out of this world, on timeline, yes, but we still made it work. We had a client that bought a commercial building, and they said, we bought this building, we want you to renovate it. They were previous clients of mine, want you to renovate it, but here's the thing. it's a wedding event center, and we're buying it from another company, and they already have these 2 weddings booked at this time in the middle of when we were supposed to do our construction. And so, and we want the grand opening to be this day because we're getting kicked out of our other building on this day. So I think it was like 2.5 months is what they gave me to renovate this wedding event center. I think it was like 14,000 square feet, something like that, and the outside. And so, but it was a wedding event center and then a real estate company. So the real estate company was up top, and then the wedding event center was on the basement, but it was an exposed basement, so a lot prettier than what it makes it sound. But yeah, we went through and so the day that they got the keys, we were actually in there in the building with our hammers, with all of our tools ready to go. They got the permission and said that it closed and it was funded, and we started swinging within the next 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And so we have had a lot of clients that are doing tight deadlines.
Is that probably the most common thing, is the deadline part of it?
Yeah, everybody wants it done and they want it done now.
Yeah.
So
Unfortunately, reality can't help with that. Well, cleanness, efficiency, and top quality work are flagged as key during your build-out phase. How do you train or guide your team to deliver that level of excellence in every single project?
So the one guy that works with me as my project manager, he worked for me. So before I started my own company, I worked for my dad's company, and we built some of the biggest, tallest retaining walls in the state. Walls that were 35 feet tall, that are down in Park City. We had to wear harnesses and everything, and so if you did one thing wrong, then the wall can fall over. So that kind of responsibility landed on me and this guy. He actually ended up working for my dad. And we worked together for 4 years for my dad. And then when I started my own company, he came to work for me. So he's worked for me for about 10 years that we've worked together. So he knows, it's taken a lot of years, but he knows what I want and what I expect. And so he expects the exact same. So that's been easy now because it's been 9 years later. So, and then the new guys, they have to get in line to know what I want, and I just use high quality subs. And so like my painter's one of the biggest in the state, my plumber's one of the biggest in the state. So I just use high quality subcontractors.
So definitely the pay for what you get for kind of aspect.
Yep. So we always give that, or not always give it as an option, but I inform the client, hey, at the end of the day, I go home and I don't have to look at this. You stay here and you look at it every single day. So let's make it what you guys want. Yeah. And if you want to go the cheap route, you're going to hate it later. So let's go quality. So then you guys are happy with it. And so we try to cut costs where we can, but I just paint a picture of, hey, you're going to live with this for how long? Is it going to be worth it to save, an extra $1,000, $2,000 on this? And hate it, or hate this little thing.
Yeah, hate this little tiny thing, or enjoy the actual picture.
Yep, because everybody's done it. I've done it on my own personal house. I did a bathroom in my countertop. I went with a cheaper guy. It was like $500 cheaper. I didn't do my own advice. And there's just little things that I hate about it. And so it's one of those slope sinks with no drain visible. And the way that he did it, I can't get to the drain. I have to go underneath the cabinet, and it's just little things like that, $500. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's fine. And I went with this guy, tried him out, and hated it. So I've learned from my own mistakes.
And probably not going to be doing that anytime soon?
No.
Well, talk to me about communication. Transparent communication is so rare in the construction industry, but your site promises open communication and easy change management. What's one tool you use to approach and keep clients informed and involved during the whole project?
So like I said earlier, we have that spreadsheet. So the program that we use, I can update them consistently. I can update them. I can take pictures. The second that I take pictures, it posts it to the app, to the program, and then there's timeline of everything that's going on. So every client gets that sent to them, so they can see the timeline, they can see where the bids are at, where everything is at. And so if they choose to upload it that way, I answered my phone all the time. Right before we walked into this, I had a client call me. And so I pride myself on answering my phone, because I don't get, again, that's why I pride myself on why I'm in business, is because of my communication and word of mouth. And so I've had to do things that way to keep my business afloat, because I didn't have thousands of dollars to put into marketing for everything. And so it's the little things that go a long way. So to me, communication is super, super simple. So
yeah, it really is, and not a lot of people know how to do it.
Yep, it's just answer your phone and that's it.
Yeah, like a 5-minute conversation and make sure everything's okay.
Yep.
Apparently that's too much to ask for some days.
Yeah, and so then, like, I've been on a cruise, and all of a sudden, randomly, I got a text message, help 911. And I'm like, what? And it was from a client, and we were on their project, but I was in the middle of the ocean. And so I went down, and I didn't pay for the internet package. Next cruise I went on, I paid for the internet package. But first cruise I didn't, and so I had to go and find a way to work around it. And so went down to the lobby, and they're like, yeah, we have a satellite phone. So I just called my employee and was like, hey, what's going on? And then put out the fire that way. But it's just very, very helpful to have an employee that's worked with me for 9 years, and he has the same values. So it's super easy to have that communication.
That's nice. Local roots with broad vision. You're based in Salt Lake City and deeply tied to the local scene. How does being in Utah based shape the way you design, build, and connect with all your clients?
So being local makes it so that we pay attention to our clients. And you got massive clients, like they have their place and don't want to hate on them or anything. But having that hometown feel of being able to be personable, and I want to have pretty projects when we're done with it, because I live here as well, and so we want my name to mean something, and so that living here means so much to me. And so then you get me personally, you get my employees that live here personally, instead of bringing guys from out of state.
Yeah.
And so it's just, I love Utah, and I am moving to another state, but I'll work here and there. I'll go back and forth because I have a big project in another state coming up, but it's not, Utah's where I grew up. It's where I want to stay. I'm not going to ever leave Utah.
Just the home roots?
Yeah, it's so important to me to be here.
We are on the last question already. The future of renovation. Looking ahead, how do you envision House of Renovations evolving? What legacy are you building in the home transformation space, and what's coming next that excites you the most?
So House of Renovations is new now, because we used to be KC Innovations. We changed it to House of Renovations. We have a YouTube channel. So what's next for that is we hired a new estimator. We're just trying to grow, because where before it was me doing 80% of the work with my other guy. So now we're changing it where we're subbing everything out. My body, I broke my neck. I've done so many, about 2 years ago I was almost paralyzed.
Oh my.
Yeah, I have a fake disc in my neck here. It was actually on mine and my wife's anniversary that I found out and had to get immediate neck surgery. And so instead of lights down in Vegas, we got lights at the towers in Murray. And so she got her window view. It probably cost about the same, freaking hospital bill versus freaking NASCAR down in Vegas bill. But yeah, so we're super excited to change it where we're just managing and generaling everything. Gives me more free range of customizing and more jobs and fancier jobs. And so, like I said, I want to get to the point where we've done a couple things here and there, underground movie theaters and stuff like that, but I want to get to where we're doing underground bowling alleys, shooting ranges, things like that. That's where I envision us going with this new estimator and hiring more and more guys. And then, like I said, obviously we have a big project going down in another state, and that's that will make history for my company. And so
That's awesome.
yeah, so I'm super excited about that one. Hopefully we should hear about it, and should be announced in the next 6 to 8 months is what we're hoping to do, just based on when we can buy the land and get things going on that. So, but yeah, that's been going for about 15 years that my buddy's been working on this whole system going on. So can't say too much about it, but yeah, we got massive things coming on in the future. Want to buy some rental properties, get into some commercial buildings.
Okay.
Owning some of those, renovating them, building some restaurants. So I got a couple of things going right now that we're hopefully turn the page on our business.
I really hope it does. It sounds like you have a lot of things planned for the next few years. Do you plan on expanding all across the country, or just a couple states here and there and then seeing what happens from there?
So right now I have a license in 2 states, working to get it in a 3rd state. I've had people ask me to get it down in Texas and things like that. I don't know. There's so much work here in Utah, and then in Idaho where I also have a license, and then where I'm looking to get my 3rd license, there's also so much work out there that I think if I if I go too many different states, I'm going to wear myself thin.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid that the quality will lack, and I don't want that to happen. And so when I go to the other state, my employee that I've worked with for so long will stay here. And so then I'll go back and forth, but that way it won't lack here, because he will be here 24/7. He's got a daughter here, so he'll be here 24/7, and being able to make sure that my quality still stands for what I want it to do.
I like that. I really do hope that it all goes good for you, and hopefully in the next 6 to 9 months, you said. Mm-hmm. I really hope that you hear something good and you're able to hit the ground running with that one.
Yeah, it's a signed deal that it's happening. We just have to, we're hoping that we can purchase the land and get it and finalized in 6 to 8 months.
I hope so. Well, Chris, where can everyone find you guys at?
So I think it's at House of Renovations on TikTok. We have a website, House of Renovations, and then Instagram, everything at House of Renovations, aka we're whores you can be proud of, whores you can tell your mom about. Thank you for hiring whores. Whores are us. The list goes on and on. We have hats, everything, and so, but we're a good whore. We're one you can be proud of. So that's why we changed the name from Casey Innovations to House of Renovations. And then my buddy's like, "You understand what your acronym is, right?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, HORS. And so we've just embraced it.
I love that for you guys. Where can I find this hat?
We've ordered a bunch. We need to put them on our website so you can purchase some. I'll get my my website designer or whatever to work on a link so that we can order some hats. So that's in the works as well. Because we sponsored a golf tournament with your guys' brokerage, and so the hats were a huge hit, and so everybody loved them. So that's just a new thing that we're going with, because yeah, we've just fully embraced it. And then the best thing is clients that you didn't think would love it, they love it and they want it. And so we had a client the other day, we're doing his basement, and he's like, "I'm going to tell all my neighbors that my basement was built by whores." And so he just fully loved it. I did not think that he would, but he's just like, "I'm going to tell everybody whores built my basement."
Oh, that just made my night.
So
that is freaking awesome. I love that you were able to find that abbreviation. Whenever you guys do get that link going, please let me know. I want to buy one. I think that might be my new hat for that one. Well, I will make sure to put all of his contact information and all of his links to get a hold of him in the description. Chris, is there anything you'd like to tell the viewers about you, House of Renovations, or anything about contracting?
We need more general contractors out there. But please get your education. They made it so much different now to get your license. So be careful on the other aspects. So come be a general contractor, but do your education, do it the right way. And then on the other aspect, when you're hiring a general contractor, shop around. Get to know your general contractor, ask for references, ask for what projects they've done, because there's so many out there that are not licensed or have only been doing it for so many years, and you don't want your house to get messed up.
Yeah.
And so things obviously are going to happen, but we hire architects, we hire structural engineers so that that doesn't happen. So then the more eyes that are on it, the better it turns out. So just be careful when you're hiring one. But if you have a project that you want us to come take a look at, don't hesitate to call. It's a free. We do all our estimates for free. We can just come out and give you some ideas. Even if you don't have a clear picture, we will have to come out and brainstorm with you.
Perfect. Well, I'll make sure to put all your stuff in the description, like I said. Chris, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
Well, you've heard it firsthand from Chris at House of Renovations, or, horrors. Love it, by the way. Everyone, like, subscribe, and follow, and I will catch you guys on the next one. See you guys on the next one.